Welcome to another 31 Days of Horror 2018 video. We are on to movie number 22. Yes, 22. And with 21 we were looking at some erotic vampire action. This time we are looking for some erotic dead action. Yes, Nekromantik 2. Obviously Leslie is not here for good reason. Not only is this a movie about necrophilia, which I'm not going to subject her to, but it's the sequel. So she hasn't seen the first one. Why would she want to watch the second one, right? Alright, Nekromantik 2. So, essentially, film opens with our hero from the first film, and his amazing death sequence. And proceeds on to show our new hero. Doing these things is getting the best of me here. New hero, Nurse Monica, who goes out and digs up his body, his decomposing body, and brings it home. And, of course, just like in the first movie, proceeds to have some necro action. Yes, yes. Well, that happens. Yes. And then we meet up with our other main character, Mark, played by Mark. Monica is played by Monica. Mark is played by Mark. Okay, real names? I don't know, but it doesn't look like they've done a heck of a lot outside of, films for this director. So Mark is he dubs porno. And by dubs, I guess you'd call it Foley work or whatever you want to call it, but he... I guess that the pornos are shot on film with no nothing, no dialogue, no sound, no nothing. So he's doing all the, the sound work, the talking, the moaning, the sound effects, etc., along with, another person. And that's his job. And somehow they meet up at a movie theater. And they hit it off, and they start dating. And, it becomes a problem for Monica because she's torn between her dead boyfriend and her live boyfriend. Yes. I won't go into it any more than that. To give any more would give away essentially the film. Oh my. Oh boy. Yeah, the film kind of almost put me to sleep. Film is just like the first one, directed by Jorg Garrett, who also did Shram and Tedesking and other ones. But Nekromantik is kind of what, that was his shocking first movie that got him out there, and people took notice of them, and it became kind of this cult classic. Well, I didn't even know there was a sequel. I knew of the Nekromantik, the first one, way back when. I don't even know. I don't think I ever saw it on video shelves, but I had to have read of it somewhere or something like that. And it wasn't until much later that I learned of Nekromantik 2, even though it's done in 1991, so I would have been old enough. We'll just say old enough to have known about it, to have seen it if it was in movie in movie rental places. But I'm pretty sure the rental places where I would have rented movies would not have had this. I don't even know that you could have gotten this on the shelf. Yeah, it was obviously I read it must have been on a website or in a book somewhere, dealing with those. Oh my gosh, with those, really, really hardcore type films and stuff like that. And of course, Nekromantik comes up, and I guess Nekromantik 2 would eventually come around. But I don't think it was until, literally, I don't think I saw anything about the DVD release. I saw a DVD release for Nekromantik when that came out. I don't remember seeing the one for the sequel, but when the Blu-ray, got announced, I knew right away. I was like, wow, okay. I haven't heard about that film in forever. Like ever since I read that, whatever, webpage or book or whatever I first, saw the Nekromantik 2. I was like, wow, I didn't even know it had a sequel. Oh, way. Oh. And, yeah, I will say this film is, it's slow. It is artsy. It is very, very artsy. I mean, starts off black and white, goes to color. Of course, black and white being from the original thing. It's framed full frame, oddly enough. As far as I can tell, it's shot on film. It's a German film. In the middle, I think we get to watch, like I said, they meet at the two main characters end up meeting at a movie theater and going to see a movie, and I'm guessing it's like an art house theater or something like that, because they go in there and they're watching this film, and I think it's a film that the director has made, probably a student film or something. I don't know. I have to really look into it. But it is a full-on, almost. We essentially watch a full short film in the middle of this feature film of two people naked eating hard-boiled eggs on like a rooftop. Yeah. So we get that. Another odd thing about this film is the sound. The film doesn't have a lot of actual dialogue. There is dialogue in it, but it's very, very minimal. In fact, a lot of the film is just either silence or music over top of visuals, and the visuals could be as regular type thing. People walking or people having conversations or something. You just don't hear the conversations. It's just music and such. I found that very, very weird. It's very, very odd. Yeah, it was just a weird feeling it gives to you, where you're just waiting for this dialogue, you're waiting for a story to come about, you're waiting for people to talk to each other, and it's very few and far between. And I mean, even that short in the middle of the film, where the film that probably had the most dialogue out of the entire the entire feature. That was just so odd. And then you get to the fact that this is a German film, and parts of the signs and stuff that you see are in German. I did see signs that were in French and I think Italian, yet they speak in English. So this language, and it doesn't seem like it's dubbed. Like, their mouths seem to move with, so they're speaking English. What? I don't know. I guess it's a European thing, maybe. I have no idea, because I mean, you're not. Are you trying to get this as a marketable film? Like, are you trying to hit as wide a audience as possible? Is that it? I don't know. But yes, there is obviously. Well, I'm not gonna say obviously, but yes, we get sex with decomposing bodies. There's nudity. There's nudity in the porn section. There's nudity where you're having sex with decomposing bodies. There's nudity where when live people are having sex, and it's essentially full on nudity. You get everything, and for the most part, it's tastefully done. And again, in terms of gore, it is extremely gory. I mean, there are oozing, gross, faux but dead bodies. And there is blood, and there is tearing of skin and bone, and just oozing, and it rates up there on the gross scale. But that all being said and done, I mean, it's not scary. Well, unless you fear of, going out to a bar and picking up a somebody's who's into dead bodies. Yeah, it's honestly, I can't. I can't recommend this. There's no way I can recommend it. It doesn't have the I mean, like Nekromantik, it has a place in terms of history and film, and being that, that's this first, I don't know if it was even the first film, but it is one of the biggest films dealing with the subject matter. So it has that nuance to it, and that way I could recommend the first one. This one, it's a sequel to the first one, so it doesn't really pack as much punch in terms of that, historical significance, and then you throw into the fact that it's quite boring. It's just so slow and hard to watch, and it's hard to keep your interest. Yeah, like I said, it's very much art house type feel to it, even though you've got this horror film, and the necrophilia and the gore and the sex and all that going on. It's really, yeah, it's hard to keep your interest. Yeah, can't recommend it. If I'm gonna give it a rating, I'll probably give it a 1 out of 5 in terms of the film quality. There are terrible edits. There are, the sound is well, I mean, this is, it almost feels like a student film, and it might have been, I don't know, but yeah. For me, it's a 1 out of 5. If you want to say, hey, but it's got a lot of nudity and gore, you can pump it up to a 1.5, maybe. But I mean, it doesn't have much rewatch value, if you ask me. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I honestly, the film coming from the director, I mean, it solidifies the director as being this kind of what do you say? Controversial, I guess. It's not like he made one and then went off to, do more commercial work. No, he did the first very controversial film. People were fascinated with it. But does that mean it just doesn't mean that it's really, really worth checking out. Now, that being said, if you're a completist like I am, and you're a horror fanatic like I am, yes, unfortunately, it does mean you may have to sit through this. Nekromantik 2, The Return of the Loving Dead is here. There are good things to be said about it. They are just few and far between. It's just... honestly, I just can't... I'm trying to find more things that I can say about this film that might get you to want to check it out, but I can't. I'll put the warning out there. Nekromantik 2, if you like art house horror, you like the idea of sex with dead bodies, you like gore, and you like nudity, that's your cup of tea. Boom. Boom. Right there. There you go. I've just sold you the movie. In terms of commercial, people who are into most any other horror film out there, even the really bad direct-to-videos and stuff like that, this is not for you. It is that's exactly it. This is one of those ones where you, for most people, if you're ever going to watch it, you may watch it once and that'll be it. If you watch it once. And I'm not saying there aren't people out there who are going to be like, you know what, that's the best movie ever. You know what, there are. There are going to be those out there, and you know what, kudos to you and yours. You can love this movie. That's perfectly alright. There are a lot of things about this film that I can definitely enjoy. But I wasn't entertained by it in general. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that I'm older. I mean, the nudity isn't really, you know, if I was a teenager and I watched this and I saw that nudity, I probably would have been like, wow, this is awesome. And then all the gore and stuff, I would have been like, yeah, this is awesome. And, you know, and when I was in university, the art house aspects out of it, I would have been like, oh, this is awesome. I love the whole craziness of this film. But as I get, you know, further on in age, you know, the nudity and the gore, I can appreciate them. The art house aspects, I can appreciate them. But I do appreciate a fully formed masterpiece. More so than I do what could have just been a student film. If your professor let you do it. Anyways, that's Nekromantik 2. Comment down below if you've actually seen the film and what you think about it. Try and keep it as spoiler-free as possible. I mean, there's a lot of... Yes, there's a lot of things that could be revealed. Let's try not do that. And, you know, if you're out there and you're a churchgoer and you're like, why, you know, you're just coming on here, you didn't even watch this video, and you're just like, you saw Nekromantik 2 and you have that in a, you know, or Nekromantik in a search engine, and you're, you know, you're just putting on that troll hate buttons and stuff like that. You know what? It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to watch this film. It's not for you. Don't worry about it. I appreciate the comment, though. Anyways, love to hear from all of you, whether good or bad. Comment down below. Thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.